All right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another video. Today I am at IAA Portland West. It's their kind of like off-site location. I purchased a motorcycle. I actually purchased it by accident. I don't remember necessarily placing a bid on it, but I got a notification saying, hey, we have an offer enclosed. Please take a look and respond. So my highest bid was $150. And the reserve was $350 on it, so $200 more. I countered at $200. They countered back at $300, and I was like, yeah, okay, $300 is a really good price for this bike, but I bought up other stuff. I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay at $200, see what happens. If not, then maybe I'll just do the $300 buy now, $350, whatever, because it really is a good price. 2 hours later, I got a notification that they have awarded the motorcycle to my account. I can pay for it and then pick it up. So next day, here I am. It is actually a very interesting motorcycle because the color is not for everyone. It's like a magenta, like pink purple mix. It's a 06 Honda VT 750 Shadow Aero. With 11,000 miles. From what I saw on the pictures, it will need a new rear seat or get the old one reupholstered, but a new seat's like $40, so I think that would be the better option. And then the front wheel has a dent in it, so it will most likely not hold air when I get it, but I have my trailer. We're not going to ride the motorcycle anywhere right now, regardless, because it's like 40 degrees out. But they are going to strap it down, get it pulled out. We're putting it on the trailer. I have no idea how I'm going to strap it down. Well, I guess I have a rough idea, but I don't know. We'll see. But welcome. Here is the Honda. I got it strapped down. So honestly, the color in person doesn't look that bad. This is the seat issue I was talking about. I don't know what happened there. Honda, so stock exhaust. Curious if baffles were removed or not. And then this is the wheel damage right here. Now, it's definitely holding air still. Crazy surprise. And I'm curious if I'd be able to get this fixed. What is that? Oh, motorcycle. I thought it was a VIN for a second. And well, tire isn't the best. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. But this color I thought was, well, it looked a lot more pinkish in pictures. And I think there's a dent. Yeah, a small dent on the tank. But this is so minor that I think I have absolutely no interest in repairing it. He is on the side over here. We have a garbage truck coming through. Don't want to be in his way. But straps are nice and tight. So I don't think this bike is moving anywhere. Here's our key, so grab that. And then make sure we are in gear. Okay, let's slowly make our way home and hopefully makes it on the trailer in one piece. I am honestly always slightly sketched out about trailering motorcycles just because I don't do it often, and it's so awkward to like position him and have him stay. But I've never had one accident transporting a motorcycle, so I am very happy about that, and I hope today will not be different. Alrighty guys, I made it home. Safe, sound, bike hasn't moved. Everything is great, everything is peachy. Before I unload it, I got up super early today. I am hungry, so I'm going to go inside, make myself some food, and then I will resume with the motorcycle. But before I go inside, I'm gonna tell you guys how much I paid for this thing. With fees and everything, a little over $400. It was like $420, $430. So super cheap purchase on my end. And I think and hope I will do very well with it. Worst case scenario, I'll part it out and even then I'll make really decent return. Alrighty, had my lunch. Now, doing this with one hand is always so difficult. Okay, let's try this a little bit better now. Okay, key is on this side. This is an 06, but we are still carbureted. And I don't know if, is it on? On. We want it this way. It did light up. We do have it in gear. Okay, let's see if I could start it. Choke in or out? Actually, maybe I should check if we have fuel. Oh yeah, definitely hear it slushing around. So it probably hasn't been started in a while. Let me get on the bike, play around with it a little bit. And once I start it, if I start it, I'll pick the camera back up. Unfortunately, I could not get it started. And the battery is a little weak now. And I don't think this bike has a trickle charger on it installed. Oh, why is that loose? So I will try to pull this off, put it on a trickle charger, let it charge, and then we will try again. But see, I also have this bike. Yeah, starting to slightly collect bikes. And I wasn't expecting to buy this one. I usually only keep one bike at a time. Like I said, kind of placed a bid on this one by accident. Well, not by accident. I wasn't expecting to be the highest bidder, $150, you know? But I did hear it from the website running. It runs really well. So I don't think it's an issue. I think the battery is just a little bit weak and it hasn't been started in a while. And it's a carbureted motor. Those, you know, on a cold start typically take a little bit longer to start. I always think of them as almost like a old diesel, if you will. But yeah, that's kind of the game plan for now. It got downloaded. Had to push it all the way over here. Slightly winded, but it's here. It's in my garage. And 420 bucks or 430 or whatever I paid for it. That's cheap. That's cheap.
The next day.
So I took apart the seat, got to the battery, put it on a trickle charger, charged it up, tried to start it, half a turn to start it up. So today I'm moving bikes around, and I actually ordered, which got delivered today, trickle charger install kits for motorcycles. I got 4 of them because I have 2 bikes, 2 of them don't have them. And in the summer, I'll end up buying more motorcycles. So I wanted to have some just in case. They're not very difficult to install. And I think it's actually it's very nice to have them because typically the trickle charger kit will run a wire through here and then you just hook it up to the other end and just let it charge, versus taking off this bolt, which I'm actually looking at it and I have no idea where I put it. And then taking off the saddlebags. On this one, it's not difficult, but then there's 2 screws, one on this side, one on the other one, and then this whole seat gets removed. Then there's another screw here that covers the battery, and then you take it off and you have the battery, and it's very difficult to get in there with the positive and negative clamps. So one of those kits is just so much easier. You know, I could do 15-20 minutes worth of work, get it installed properly, and then it'll take me 30 seconds to get the battery on a trickle charger. So let me move this bike out, get the other one out. I just want to shuffle things around, but you guys will hear this one run for the first time. And it is absolutely nothing special, because it's completely stock. But this is a cold start. Nothing impressive, and I don't think I'll put money into it to make it sound better. But it sounds straight. Sounds really, really good. And at the auction, I mean, the color looked pretty nice, but in person, it looks really nice. I I wiped down the tank a little bit. There's our small dent here, which I will not be fixing. This is still a little bit dirty, but actually a really nice color, very pleasant. And look, engine looks clean. There's like no rust on the bolts or anything, so I'm assuming for the most part it was an inside motorcycle. 11,000 miles. Get the choke adjusted as the bike warms up. This is my issue, but obviously it's not letting any air out. And my goal is to figure out how I could take the wheel off myself. And honestly, I think it's time that I invest into a motorcycle jack. I have motorcycles every year. I go through, you know, a handful of them every year. I do oil changes on them, minor service or whatnot. It won't hurt to have one. And in this example, I could lift it up, take off the front tire, and then take it into a place to see if they could fix it. If they can, then I'll buy a new wheel. So this project, I'm not in a rush to get it done. I'm hoping more or less for springtime. And honestly, that's probably when the video will get posted. It's end of January right now. Have another motorcycle that I could jump on and ride if I choose to do so. And this was an unexpected purchase, but I'm happy with it. So this one will take a little bit longer to get done.
Much later.
I am ready to finish this motorcycle. I will be replacing that whole wheel and tire, and then I'll need to pull the rotor off of this one, put it on the other one. So I'll have a bad wheel and a good tire, and hopefully the tread is somewhat similar. But I picked up that one, no video on that one, and this bike hasn't ran weeks. I did throw it on a trickle charger every 2 weeks or so, but I am ready to finish it up. The only thing I will not finish is the tank, but I put a cover on the seat here. Seat still looks like doo-doo underneath, but this is what it is. I have a new tire and wheel in the Hyundai right there. And once I'm done with this bike today, within the next hour or so, this bike would have cost me, I think, around $750. I am actually very happy about the price. I think it's very, very cheap and expensive. I don't think you'll beat this price. I mean, salvage title, but who cares? You guys saw the damage, very minimal, and without repairing this, so there's no more or less like structural integrity at risk with this one, but obviously it still holds tire, to my surprise. I've never had to add air to it, and it is pretty darn full of air. So I'm letting it run for a little bit because, like I said, it hasn't ran in probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months, ever since I picked it up. That's a 06 V-Star, 28,000 miles, but it has a clean title. Actually, a very beautiful bike, all stock with the leather stuff, the seats and the passenger steps. I am 1850 into that bike, but I did do a full oil change, and I replaced the final drive oil here at the bottom. Another beautiful bike. I do like bikes. And I got that part out, and video is coming for the Harley. Not a very difficult process. Remove the brake caliper, 2 bolts, and then the final bolt. These were a little bit tough, harder than I thought they would be, but once you do that, it just lifts up. So prepping this new wheel and reinstalling should be fairly simple and easy. Voila, and the bike is done. I am about to take it out on my first ride, because obviously I did not ride it before then because I had a damaged wheel. I will not put the camera on with me. Let's see. I won't take the camera with me, but I will take it around the neighborhood. If it runs great, then fantastic. We'll consider this one a very easy, but not quick, because I did take my time with it. And Honestly, I knew I was going to, but now that I have so many motorcycles, I gotta speed things up and move along with my projects, especially when they take up so much garage space.
Few minutes later.
Back from my quick ride. She's a beauty. She actually runs really, really well. Shifts great. Actually, very peppy engine. It runs a lot better than this one. This is a 650. This is a 750. But that one, I mean, obviously it has like, you know, extra weight stuff like this, and the seat, more chrome. The windshield weighs like 10, 15 pounds. So, I mean, obviously it has more weight, but this thing, it's quick. It is no slouch. It actually feels really, really good. So, very happy with it. The one thing I did do, break the mirror. I backed out, tried to adjust it, and it snapped off from this housing right here. So I'll probably get 2 new mirrors. And honestly, I'm kind of, you know, more or less fairly cheap in it. Might consider getting an exhaust for it.
Several days later.
Here is the final verdict with the motorcycle. I have it listed for sale. I did order new mirrors. They are out for delivery today, but I did photograph it like this. Those are coming in, so this should be here today. As of right now, I decided against the exhaust, but what I did do in return, I thought, hey, I've had this motorcycle since January. It is almost summertime. We're probably, what, 2 weeks from officially being summer. I'd rather invest that money and get the maintenance up to date. So yesterday I did an oil change on the bike, engine oil, and I got Honda oil, filter, and the only thing I didn't have time, I was rushing to an appointment, is the final drive oil in the rear. That's the one thing I did not do, but again, I have Honda, and it's like a weird name for it that they use. So there's the Honda 4-stroke motorcycle oil, Hypoid gear oil. So this is the other thing I will do. And essentially the bike is ready to go. Shifts great, runs really well mechanically. I took it out with my wife yesterday right before I did the oil change. Figured want to get the fluids warmed up and get all of that done. As the motorcycle sits, I am $815 into it. That is turnkey, ready to ride, minus obviously registration plates, although that plate I'm looking at it is good until April 2026. So technically it just got renewed earlier, well, last year. I don't know if they're good for 4 years or 2 years, but I mean, it's good for 2.5 years from today, 3.5 years. So technically you could jump on and ride, get insurance for it, but that's back and forth. As it sits, $815 all in into a bike that you could jump on and ride. I think that's a crazy deal. That's almost free, honestly. I did list it for sale. It's listed for $2,400. So at this rate, I'm looking to triple my investment. Although obviously I took my time with it. I wasn't in a rush. I don't really want to sell it any cheaper than that. Summer is just starting. You won't really find one with the 11,000 miles for much less. Clean title, obviously, they're probably going to be around $3.5 grand, if not more. I don't know what I'll end up selling it for. Even if I don't get the price I want, I will keep it at $815. I will happily keep that bike and then throw an exhaust on it and actually enjoy it. Very little investment for a nice, beautiful bike that runs really, really well mechanically. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I purchased this motorcycle kind of off-season, so I got a super good price and super good deal on it with very minimal damage. I'm surprised the insurance accepted my $200 bid, but let me know. What do you guys think? Really appreciate you watching. Consider subscribing. I have the Harley behind me. There's a video coming for that. So that's another one that I would say was a pretty darn good purchase. So if you're interested in seeing another motorcycle vehicle, make sure you do subscribe. I will see you guys in another video. Thanks for joining.